Oh.
What are you doing? Snow wasn't supposed to come down like this, at least not today. But by late morning, western Indiana disappeared behind a crushing wall of white, turning Interstate 70 into a frozen battleground. Within minutes, holiday travelers racing toward Thanksgiving plans were ambushed by a storm that seemed to rise out of thin air. Drivers who thought they could outrun the weather suddenly found themselves sliding helplessly across invisible sheets of black ice. Cars spun, trucks jackknifed, windshields shattered, and in only a few terrifying seconds, a massive chain reaction erupted just 10 miles outside Ted Holt. A brutal 45-car pileup that brought one of America's busiest holiday routes to a dead stop. State troopers stepped into a scene that looked ripped from a disaster film. Vehicles crushed front to back, some shoved deep into snow-packed ditches, others twisted and frozen right where they'd crashed. Snow whipped across the wreckage like sand in a desert storm. Temperatures plunged, wind chills dropped into the teens, visibility shrank to only a sliver of the road. Tonight, Indiana isn't just dealing with a snowstorm, it's facing one of the most dangerous Thanksgiving travel days in recent memory. And what unfolded on I-70 is only the beginning of the chaos winter unleashed. It all began with one vehicle losing control. One slip, one slide, one panicked moment as tires skated across a road that had silently turned to ice. At mile marker 15 on westbound I-70, just 10 miles outside Ted Holt, that single mistake ignited a catastrophe. Traffic was heavy, Thanksgiving week always is, and cars were moving faster than the weather warnings urged. When the first vehicle spun out, the cars behind it had no time, no grip, and no visibility. A violent chain reaction followed. A sedan slammed into a pickup, a delivery van smashed into an SUV, a semi slid sideways across two lanes, each impact louder and more chaotic than the last. State police initially estimated 20 to 30 vehicles, but as troopers pushed deeper into the blinding snow, radios crackled with grim updates. More crashes, another cluster behind the first, a third pileup farther west. By the final count, 45 mangled vehicles were scattered across the interstate like debris from a winter battlefield. Some cars sat crumpled in the center lanes, others shoved off into snowy grass with hazard lights blinking weakly through the storm. Firefighters moved from vehicle to vehicle, searching for anyone trapped. Medics treated drivers on the roadside as snow piled on their jackets. Miraculously, no lives were lost, but dozens suffered minor to moderate injuries, many shaken, stranded, or unable to move their frozen cars. On a day meant for warmth, family, and travel, the westbound stretch of I-70 became a cold, chaotic reminder of how quickly winter can take control and how fast everything can go wrong. The storm didn't roar in all at once. It crept in quietly, deceptively. Around 10 a.m., a few snowflakes drifted across western Indiana. Harmless, almost unnoticeable. But within an hour, those gentle flakes hardened into a relentless white curtain. Visibility plunged, pavement darkened to a glassy shine. Then came the threat every Midwestern driver fears: black ice. Unseen, unforgiving, and timed perfectly with the surge of Thanksgiving traffic. Snow hammered the interstate. Wind gusts hit 35 miles per hour, blowing powder across the roadway like smoke from a battlefield. Drivers felt like they were trapped inside a violently shaken snow globe. Headlights vanished into the storm. Brake lights blurred. Even driving slowly wasn't enough to stop cars from sliding sideways across lanes. Road crews tried to keep up, but plows could barely carve through the snowfall before fresh drifts buried everything again. Salt struggled to cling to the freezing pavement. Tires spun without traction. Every passing minute turned the road into a more dangerous trap. By early afternoon, Indiana's highways had transformed into treacherous ice runways. Even seasoned winter drivers, people who grew up battling Midwest storms, found themselves sliding helplessly. Troopers radioed nonstop. Visibility near zero, roads glazed over, multiple vehicles off the shoulder. This wasn't just snowfall anymore. It was a full-blown winter assault. Blinding snow, dropping temperatures, and invisible ice created the perfect disaster. And tragically, I-70 became the first major casualty of a storm that was only beginning.
Meanwhile, snowplow crews fought an impossible battle. Every pass they made vanished under new snowfall within minutes. Salt failed to melt the ice fast enough. Sub-freezing pavement locked in every flake. The storm was winning, and as visibility worsened and more crashes appeared statewide, utility crews were placed on high alert. Power lines swayed, ice clung to transformers, and officials feared dangerous outages. The message to residents became urgent and unmistakable: stay off the roads. This wasn't just an accident, it was a multi-county winter crisis, far from over. As daylight faded, meteorologists delivered the update no traveler wanted. The storm was only halfway finished. Though snowfall briefly eased around Indianapolis, radar showed a second wave forming to the west, bigger, colder, and barreling toward the state. The winter storm warning remained in effect through early Sunday morning, with road conditions expected to deteriorate even further. Between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m., a fresh band of heavy snow was forecast to sweep across central Indiana, the kind that coats frozen pavement instantly, the kind that blinds drivers within seconds. And just before dawn, temperatures would dip even lower. Snow would mix with rain, creating a treacherous glaze of ice over any untreated surface. North of Indianapolis, Noblesville, Kokomo, Muncie, storm totals were expected to hit 4 to 7 inches by sunrise. Farther south, snowfall wouldn't be as heavy, but the chance of freezing rain remained dangerously high. Winds up to 35 miles per hour threatened to push wind chills into the teens, blasting highways with Arctic gusts and blowing loose snow into ground blizzards. Even roads cleared earlier in the day could vanish under drifts in minutes. Meteorologists warned that late-night hours would be the most dangerous period of the storm. Darkness, ice, fresh snow, and collapsing visibility merging into the perfect setup for more accidents, more spinouts, and more stranded travelers. What happened on I-70 could happen anywhere in Indiana tonight. For anyone heading home from shopping, work, or early holiday travel, authorities repeated the message: if you don't absolutely need to drive, don't. The storm that blindsided Indiana in the morning was preparing its second act, and this one could be even worse. Just trying to dig out, too. Not even trying to go anywhere. As emergency crews push through the cold, as tow trucks crowd the shoulders, and as families wait for updates from loved ones, one reality stands out. This storm has turned Thanksgiving week into a test of endurance. A normal holiday travel day has become one of the most dangerous winter events Indiana has seen in years. Highways remain slick, visibility remains low, and another wave of snow is already building on the horizon. What happened on I-70 isn't just a headline. It's a reminder of how fast winter flips the script, how quickly routine travel becomes life-threatening. If you're in Indiana tonight or anywhere across the Midwest in this storm's path, follow emergency officials' warnings. Stay off the roads unless you absolutely must travel. Stay aware, stay prepared, and keep an eye on updated forecasts as conditions shift. And before you go, if you follow winter storms, extreme weather, and real-time disaster coverage, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps bring critical updates to more people who need them. Question for you: have you ever been caught in dangerous winter driving conditions? What happened, and how did you get through it? Share your story below. Your experience might help someone stay safe this winter.